Go for it.
Evening, welcome everybody to tonight's Zoom call, a special 2nd of December call. And thank you for everyone who is on here. Just a reminder as well, you can mute yourselves or you can be muted. And if you're using a camera, do bear in mind there's another 60 people watching you do what you are doing. So it doesn't mean you need to have the camera on at all. But by all means, it's your choice. You'll see Hannah and I have the camera on because we'll be talking. But it is a very special Zoom call because we are joining here December 2019, because this has been recorded. You guys as a team have just had the best month in the history of this team being about. So we've been around 12 years and we just had the best month in November ever. More partners come on board, more customers come on board, more services went live, more people got to QD, more people got to FTL, and we had a mastermind event a week or so ago in America, and when that kind of finished, got text messages and phone calls from people, Justin Mazzino, head office people, just to say it's amazing what you guys are doing as a team, and they're kind of like, they know we've been doing it for a while, but to bring it on in November, which is not everyone's favorite month of the year, they wanted to make sure that a personal congratulations went out from myself, from Hannah, from Emma, from Alex, from Leon, from all the leaders in the team, to say well done to all of you who've been out there. And not only have you been doing amazing, you've smashed it. You've been smashing it in November. And that's what we want to talk about, is how we did next month and how we can continue smashing it. Because I know, Hannah, you've had a record month and you've been really, I know you've been very proud of your team, because you get this big smile when you talk about your team. Like,
Yeah.
And, no, it's been an amazing November. So tell us.
Yeah, it was an awesome November. In our team in particular, I mean, it was a ridiculous amount of growth, which we're really excited about, because to have those sorts of numbers and that sort of growth means activity was through the roof. And I know, because obviously, you know, Jogger and I knew this incentive was coming up a few days before the end of the month, and there were a few people panicking about not getting their hampers, but doing all the activity they could to try and get the hamper, which meant that I know there are lots of people on this call tonight in the team who have got a really, really great start to December. So although I was, you know, we were both sort of sympathising with you when we were getting these messages about not getting the hamper, we both knew that it was all good news, because this is an even more exciting incentive. I love hamper, I love the food. Everyone knows how much I love food and drink. I really do love it, and I'm really excited about how many hampers have been achieved. But what I really love is utility warehouse hospitality. And I know there are lots of people on the call tonight in the team who haven't quite experienced it yet, because they're new and nothing's come up. And believe me, once you have been to one of these events that Utility Warehouse put on, you really will not miss another one. So it's really exciting to know that we've got another chance for, if you didn't qualify first time round, we've got another chance for you to qualify. If you're new and you joined after the 1st of October, there's another chance for you to qualify really easily. And also, of course, anyone who hasn't joined the team yet has got a chance to qualify. So this is an amazing opportunity to talk to new people and create some urgency. Sometimes people get in December this weird kind of Christmas fever. I've never understood it. I don't really get it. And sometimes I'm sort of sitting there going, am I meant to be doing something? Because everyone's got, oh no, I'll wait till Christmas. I'll wait till after Christmas. And I genuinely don't understand it. I've got a £500 Fortnum & Mason hamper coming. That's my food shopping done. And how easy is it to do Christmas shopping online? You can do that in the middle of the night if you really want to. So I don't really get the Christmas fever, but some people do. But this is a great opportunity when they say, oh yeah, let's talk about it in the new year, for you to say, no, let's start now. Because if they join now, yes, they can qualify if they join in January. But if they join now in December, they'll also be able to qualify for the VIP part of the promotion as well. Am I right in this, Jogger? You know I'm not great with detail.
Yep, no, it's good.
So if they join in December and they get the 20, they get 20 points between now and the 13th of March. But if they get 25 in December, they get the VIP bit too, right?
Yep, perfect.
Cool. So everyone who went last year to Epsom knows that it was an amazing day. Will and I were away, but we have been to various things like this. So I know, and I've seen the photos, it was an amazing day. But this VIP thing has even got me excited to go and do some work in December as well. Unlimited champagne and canapes and old Frankie Dettorri, right?
Yeah, Yeah, champagne
What's
canopies
not
and
to
Frankie
love?
Dettorri. That's how to explain it. And that is a really key point there because a couple of people are getting mistaken. So if you're new, you need 20 points to qualify. If you didn't qualify last time round, then you can qualify with whatever your target is. But it's the December Dettorri challenge of 25 points in this month that is really going to be good, amazing. Because you're saying about Christmas, you know, you can go out there, you can smash this, but you can smash it for Christmas, get the Tory December done, but also know you're going to Epsom. So that January, February, and March are all bonuses for you and for people that join. And I want to elaborate on one point because although I started with congratulations and Hannah, and I know how well the team have done, it's been a team effort. But I also want to know, I know there's people out there who haven't smashed it, who didn't have a November to remember, as they would say, and didn't get the hamper, or they had appointments cancelled, or they just fell at the last. Let's use some more racing terminology. They fell at the last hurdle, you know, or they didn't make it to the starting gate even. And I want to tell you guys, sometimes that happens. Actually, no, that happens to all of us. There's not a single person who's got to SGL or GL without missing a target for something or not getting somewhere. Or do you know what? There's even some people you think, oh my God, they're doing amazing. And when you speak to them, they're like, yeah, I could be doing more, or I don't feel I've done this great. So we're always going to be that way within ourselves. What I want you to realize is the power of association. When you're around successful people, they always say, well, the simple way is if you're around 4 successful people all the time, you'll end up number 5. If you're around 4 broke and miserable people all the time, you'll end up being number 5. That equation doesn't fail. There's no way you, with all the positive mindset, can lift 4 other people out of the doldrums and into positivity and success. But you can hang around 4 successful people and become number 5. And that's what I want you to realize. You're in a team that's succeeding. You need to hang around and be active, have the right mindset, and make sure you're speaking to your team leaders and senior team leaders and group leaders to understand how you can get these little promotions and these little wins that are going to help your team grow in 2020. Because it really is key that recruitment in December, and people go, like Hannah said, you know, some people slow down, some don't, some carry on as usual. One of the best examples I always find is people go, oh, it slows down in December. No one good ever joins in December. Well, National Network leader Wes Linden joined in December 22 years ago. He joined in the middle of December, carried on going, and he's carried on going at some pace. Sometimes he's sprinted and sometimes he's not, but he's carried on building that business. He's now at the top of the plan. He's one of the top 3 income earners in the company. And it shows you that you could have your future leader join in December. Don't slow down in December and think, well, everyone else winds down. Yeah, but everyone else doesn't earn residual income. Everyone else doesn't have a hamper coming to them, or the option of meeting Frankie Dettorri, or an Epsom promotion, or January kickoff. Most people in the UK don't have that to look forward to. You do. Most people don't have their bills paid by Argos or Sainsbury's or M&S. Most people are worried about what their Christmas shopping is going to cost them, or what their bills and credit card bills are going to be like in January, when they have that day in January called Blue Monday or Terrible Tuesday, when it's the worst day of the year financially. You have this plan and this option to get yourself out of that. So do realize, if you haven't smashed it in November, then, you know, be around the people who have, find out what they've done, and get these 5 appointments in the diary. We always say about 5 appointments done correctly will get you this Dettorri challenge. So that's what we really want you to make sure that you focus in on, not how your November went. Because you know what, whether you got the hamper or not, it's done. You can't crow about it for like 3 weeks until it arrives, and then you can do pictures on it. You know, you can do Maz Winston handstands, headstands, leg stands, sideline, upline, whatever kind of like headstands on a basket, or they have the kids in the basket, you put the dog in the basket, and you can promote that. But until then, you've got to get to work now, because what you do in December, I know Hannah agrees with this, is what starts off 2020 in a great fashion. And that's what we're going to talk about, is kickoffs and starting 2020 in a fabulous way. Hannah?
Yes. So for those of you who are detailed, you will have noticed something that I really wanted to make sure you all knew and all your teams know. If you've already qualified for Epsom, fine. For anyone new or anyone who wants to qualify, or if for the VIP part of it, you need to attend a January kickoff and or express day. And they know when you attend, obviously, because they check you in. So it's not just a case of booking your ticket. So you might have someone in your team who qualifies and then decides that they can't be bothered to take the day off and come to an event. So obviously we know when someone joins, the first thing we do is to get them to book their ticket. Oh my gosh. ticket for the next big event, but we need to make sure they attend as well. So sometimes when we kind of force people into booking something, they're not quite aware of what it is. We tend to have lots of people booking and lots of people not coming. So we need to make sure that they are aware that they actually have to attend, which means they get their ticket scanned on the day and they are there. So it's really important that you are making sure people know about this, because there are going to be a lot of disappointed people otherwise if they're not made aware of that. I know in that sort of our team, this is where the ideas come from. We have a summer party where you can only come if you qualify and you've been to Express Day. So it's not unheard of. It just creates some sort of excitement. And we know that attending events is absolutely key to making a success of this. So that's why the company have decided to put that in there as a little caveat, which I think is great. But also, if anyone doesn't, then obviously we need to kind of get you prepared and get the mindset ready to discuss that with the team and why they need to be there. And is there anything else you want to say on that, Jogger, before we talk about how planning wise to get qualified for this?
Just to add that this is one of those things that the hamper that comes out and everyone sees will build belief for your new distributors. Doing the work now and then having Epsom in the bag and getting to a kickoff and getting to Express Day. If one of your new distributors or yourself, you have a bit of a wobble, you've got that to look forward to in June. And that day is a phenomenal day out. It really is an amazing, even if you're not into horse racing, there's so much other stuff. Some people didn't realize there's a whole fun fair set up that you can go to and just enjoy the day. Some people didn't realize that because they didn't get past the bar at all. And the food, that's all they really got there. They didn't even bet, but that's all they were there for. But there is so much stuff to do there. It's a really good, fun day out, and something that, again, builds belief. And if you've got friends or family or people around you that are negative, don't think this business works, well, you know what? You can actually show them it works with the pictures, but also by being there. And maybe they want to join you now and get there with you. That's what you should really look for. But that's one thing to look for. So back to you, Hannah.
And it's great working as a team as well. I know there's like a small little team that joined our team at the end of the Epsom promotion last time, and 2 or 3 of them had done it and 2 of them hadn't, and they all really rallied around to work together. They were all friends, cousins, mum, daughter, sort of big family friend group, and they all wanted to make sure they were going to be there together. So, if you get someone in, you recruit someone in December, and obviously the first thing you're going to sit down with them and look at is their list and help to recruit through their list and build their team for them. Because we all know that when you've got people around you, you've got a team, you're not going to quit on your team, especially if they're your friends and family. This kind of takes that to the next level, because they're all trying to make sure they all get qualified to go for this day out together. They don't want to leave anyone behind. So it's a really great way of kind of creating that excitement and energy. And if one of them's going for it and doing it, no one's going to know that in December some people slow down, or in December some people go crazy, or whatever happens. Actually, I found we've got 3 weeks off in December. Looking through our diaries the other day, trying to get together with friends and things, we all had loads of free time. So I've personally found in December in the past, especially after Christmas, that weird no man's land time between the 27th and the 3rd of January, which is a really long time, but nobody really, you kind of forget about it because you're all just busy focusing on Christmas Day. Loads of people are free in that time. Between the kids breaking up and Christmas Day, there's not really much to do other than sit around. You're normally ready. So it's a great time for catching up with people. If you're new and you haven't shown some people on your friends list what you're doing, it's a great time to get the kids together, play dates, showing them what you're doing. Loads more people are in if you're doing neighbour letter and neighbour letter follow-ups. Loads more people are in to answer the door to you. Maybe not on Christmas Day. Maybe in the morning, or in the afternoon when they're drunk and they don't know what they're doing. Be good. And also beginning of December, I know there are loads of Christmas fairs, Christmas markets. We were up in Essex with Devon Hands at the weekend, and they had something like ridiculous amount of 1,000 people coming to some Christmas fair that they were ramming at. It was crazy busy. So I would say, if it's for me, I would make sure at the very beginning of December, I've got as many WAMs booked in. If you haven't got any winner minis, if you've not done one before, maybe speak to someone in your upline who does. Book onto a few of those, because I know there are loads available. Ask someone about neighbour letters, because lots of people are in to receive them. And most importantly, get chatting with people that you haven't chatted to yet on your list and haven't got around to showing them what you're doing, because this is the perfect time to get together and catch up with people. It's what Christmas is really all about. And whilst doing so, you can say, I really value your opinion. Would you mind if I just quickly showed you what I was doing? Maybe not on Christmas Day again, but, trapped market, all your family rounds. Why not? I know Jogger's done it before. It's worked for him. Christmas
Well,
Day
that's
conversation.
because I haven't got many friends, so I can do that. And I often, one of the things I do is, people give Amazon gift cards, people give eBay gift cards, people give gift cards for Harvester and stuff. I give people a card saying that the gift is me. I'm going to come around and present to you and show you how to save money on all your January bills and shoppings. Because one thing, I know it's going to benefit you. The second thing, I'm really tight and I forgot to buy you a present. So what? That's the kind of thing that you can do when you start realizing you have no friends. You're not that fussed. But for those of you who've got friends, in fact, and you will be spending it with people, don't use that approach. But so I know some people are out there saying, well, what do I write in a Christmas card? Well, write to people, say, have a great Christmas or have a great holiday. We've just been in America. It's happy holidays because they so many different religions and cultures. Everything is happy holiday. Have a great season's greetings. I look forward to seeing you in 2020. Hope everything's there. One of the things I would do if you're looking to recruit, and Hannah has just reminded me there as well, is ask people what their plans are. This is the time when you speak to someone, and I can see Alan's on the call. And if you speak to Alan, you go, "Hey, Alan, what do you got planned for 2020? How are you going to make 2020 better than 2019?" Don't know, mate. Things are tough. You ask so many people, they don't really have a plan for 2020. And if you say to them, "Well, look, can we grab a coffee next week and we can start your 2020 now?" What is it that you've got to look forward to? Because you speak to most people, this is the time of year that they start making New Year's resolutions, thinking what they want to do in the new year, thinking what they're not happy with and what they are happy with. And it's not just about the Christmas and the present, but it's the money aspect of the thinking, you know what, I can't afford this Christmas. I can't afford to go through another year like this year. And I know I said that year before, I said that the year before, but that's all going through their head. There are people out there who are really struggling. There's a general election happening. And I think people have been around long enough to realize that the day after general election, whatever the result, everyone doesn't get suddenly richer. They don't suddenly wake up with more money in their bank account or like an extra free, you've all got 7 more bank holidays paid next year. That's our pledge from XYZ party. No, from the monster raving loony party that would be, because it's ridiculous. It doesn't change people's lives. People's lives change when they decide to change their own lives. Nothing external does it. But there'll always be these inputs, and this time of year is a really key thing. Go and ask people, what do you got planned for 2020? How are you going to make this year better than next year better than this year? And if they want to talk, let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you how I made this year better than 2018, and how I've got 2020 to look forward to, and it's going to be amazing. Those kind of conversations are much easier to have now. So when people are like, oh, I don't know how to start, and so, just start with this conversation. What are you doing next year? How are you going to make next year better than this year? What are your New Year's resolutions? What resolutions have you got that you're going to break by the 3rd of January? Let me join in with you. Let's join a gym together. Do whatever it is, with your friends, family, whatever you socialize with, whatever you can connect with them, and get around to see them. And it's a great time to start recruiting and dropping seeds so that you're recruiting in January as well. Yes, the December Dettorri challenge is there. But like I said, this is not just a sprint. This is about keeping consistently active in the game, month after month, year after year, and that's what grows you a Wes Linden type business when you join in December. So keep that in mind and start these conversations, because it's a really, really great time to do those things that people forget about. What shall I plan for next year? What ambitions do I have? Do I want to change job, change house, not live where I want to live and change job? So what is it? Or change your business or start a new career? Those kind of things you've seen loads when you were a virtual PA, Hannah, and you've seen people do a lot of changes at the Christmas kind of New Year time, I bet.
Yeah, absolutely. And people approaching you as well. If you've been in for a while, people know what you're doing, then January will be the time. But the chances are, like Jogger said, it's going to be the end of December where people are going to start having those conversations. And that's what I love about this incentive in particular, is getting them in early. So, not having to wait till 1st of January. Most people, that's when they decide to throw out all the chocolate and throw out all the booze and do whatever it is that they've been meaning to do. Don't need to wait until then. And by using this incentive, we can encourage them to start early in December to get this done, because all their friends and family are going to be around. So, I would really urge you to, we've had a lot about this, asking for help. Those who do well are the ones that are humble enough to ask for help. So if you're stuck with any of this, if you're panicking, you don't know how you're going to make it work, just reach out, ask for help. There's trainings, there is Zoom calls. I know that Jogger, you're going to plan to do a couple of extra Zoom calls in December to help us, keep us on track.
Yep.
So there are lots of ways that we can be asking for help and getting this done. And, you know, experienced people on the call, got Danielle and Leon on here, all gathering customers no matter what month. They don't really seem to know what month it is because people are out there needing help. It doesn't really matter. The difference is they're speaking to people, you know, so have that in your daily method of operation. You've probably got a list of no for nows that you can go back to, a stack of winner mini forms. I'm just speaking because I know what I've got to do, that you can call. And like anything, I always say in this, the earlier you start, the better. If you leave it till the 20th of December, then you probably are going to find a few people saying, now's not a good time, can we leave it to January? But if we do it now, this week, then there is absolutely no reason why everybody can't be achieving this December Dettorri challenge, because you're not going to leave it too late. But please don't leave it too late. I think that's the biggest thing for everyone. You see it on the last day and everyone's panicking, and the nearer it gets to the end of the month, the less chance you've got. So just get going straight away would be my advice.
Yep, that is a great top tip. To start now is the perfect time to start. I think that brings us in towards the end of our call time here. Actually,
Cool.
It's quite fast. Actually, we've got
awesome. So I just think I would like, lots of people are new here who've never been we've touched on the UW hospitality. I know that we've experienced a lot. Will and I have experienced a lot. Jogger, can you tell us some of the things that it's done for you and Lolly's belief coming to these amazing promotion days throughout the years?
Yeah, I mean, Epsom alone last year, we've been on some of the holidays and the cruises. I know our first holiday with Leon in Vegas, we actually used as our honeymoon. I mentioned I was cheap, so you know I joined a company so I could have a honeymoon to take my wife to Vegas, all expenses paid, and it wasn't cheap. You know, it is everything's put on for you. I remember the little touches they do for you. So not only did we go and see a Vegas show after flying over the Grand Canyon, it was a David Copperfield show, and we got to stay behind afterwards, meet David Copperfield, and have a photo with him. You know, once in a lifetime, you're never going to meet that kind of individual down the pub. You're going to have to, you know, really stretch the imagination to think you're sitting there in this little business. We just started. We're in our first year and a half, and that was the kind of thing you're sitting there going, we're actually in Vegas, and they actually do these things. And it's not just for the top performers; it's for people who consistently perform over a period of time. We've had Budapest weekends, we've had cruises of a lifetime. It really is one of those things that if you've got somebody in your life who isn't 100% on board, and now I'm looking at the camera at some of you who may be looking, and if you're not 100% on board, it's okay. That is not a problem. Look, belief doesn't start the minute you sign for £50 and you think everything's going to be great. Some people it does. But others, mine didn't start until I started getting a bit of income in and I qualified for that first big incentive, or I went to that first big event. That's why we say big event. But get to one of those incentives, get to one of those Epsoms or the Dettorri Challenge, wherever. Get one of those qualifications done and then come and see that it's real. That will build your belief. It will make you realize you can do this. It isn't just for the elite. There's over 1,000 hampers this month given out. Last year there were 700. So it shows you there's over 30% more hampers this year because more people got belief because they saw more people get hampers. You know, the first year there was like 500. It's gone up every single time, and we are now the biggest client for Fortnum & Mason. I mean, Fortnum & Mason, no one's heard of Utility Warehouse, but they've heard of Fortnum & Mason. Well, we're their biggest client at Christmas, you know, and it's a testimony to how much this company has grown. So get those little incentives, get them going, but get somebody on board with you. Hannah's right. You know, you can quit this business, you can quit your job, you can quit a diet, you can quit the gym. You don't quit your friends. You don't quit on your friends. So bring a friend along, get them to qualify for Epsom, and go and have a really good fun day out in June next year. Have it all expenses paid, have your travel reimbursed, nothing to worry about. The food is of the highest quality as well. And just go and have a great fun day out, because you know what, after all the work you would have done this December and next few months, you would have earned it. So the great thing is it isn't just for everyone, it's for the people who earn it, and you'll then feel like you deserve it. And when you feel like you deserve something, your belief will go up, and then you realize you can do this business and you can bring people along and they can have fun with you and they can do it too. That's what's really key about these incentives, and everything the company puts on for us. Make sure you get that done to build your belief.
That's what we need to finish on. So I'm going to put down, I'm going to stop recording, and I'm going to end the